There we go.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Monday evening community call. Gregory and Robin here. And we're always living in the question of what can we do to make things even better and add more value. So we had an idea. We do a lot of our best strategic planning in the hot springs, just so you know. And we went to several of them last week as we celebrated our anniversary. So we're going to share some tips tonight. So, honey, you want to talk a little bit about?
Yeah, I'll just say, I think that one of the most exciting parts of a lot of the calls, whether it's the Monday morning or it's the doc talk on Sunday, is people learning how to best use the patches. And that's a skill set. That's a knowledge set that everyone should have. And so, we came up with the idea in our favorite planning mode in the hot springs. What if we added a little segment every Monday evening, calling it Patch Tips, where we'd invite one of our field leaders or one of our health practitioners to come on and just share some tips and maybe some Q&A on the best way to use the patches. A primary focus always with X39. We start with X39, but sometimes, people need more than that, or sometimes people are having such great results with X39, they say, well, what else you got? So, and we thought a great way to start it out, Robin came up with the idea is how to keep our patches safe. And because one of the things that's important that I think everyone should live by the motto, never leave home without it. You should be traveling with your patches because you never know when someone comes before you is going to be a perfect prospect or someone that's just in great need of our technology, and you can bless them with a patch. The power of the patch and the power of that connection. And I know, so we're going to talk about, how do you keep your patches safe while you're traveling on the highways, byways, and hot springs of the world?
Okay. So should we jump in?
Yeah, I'll bring the screen share back up. I'll let you talk about it first, and I'll tell me when you want me to bring the screen share back up.
Um, Actually, I'm gonna do a screen share from here
Oh,
first. We'll
okay, good.
we'll go to the other one. Okay.
Okay.
So this goes back to I remember exactly the date. It was March 31st in 2019. David was traveling around the world doing the introduction to X39. The final stop on his tour was in Los Angeles. So Gregory and I were at the meeting, and I had this intention when I went to the meeting is how do I keep my patches safe? And so I ended up sitting next to a woman that happened to have an insulated bag. It was an insulated lunch bag, a sandwich bag. So I went on to Amazon and I'm going to share my screen and I just searched for insulated lunch bags. So Gregory, as many of you may or may not know, is an insulation expert. So he used to own an insulation manufacturing business. So I learned about insulation, and it's air, it's space between things. And so there's many different kinds of insulated bags. These are I searched for insulated sandwich bags, okay? And there's just a whole variety of things. And so I got one and then I couldn't find them anymore. And so then I had to get creative and figure out, okay, what's next? So these are just some options. There's an insulated sandwich bag, and there's another kind and another kind. So there's just a variety of things. Bottom line, we want to protect our patches from getting exposed to the infrared frequency that activates them. So I sat and thought about it for a while, and I don't know I think I gave mine away. And so I thought I need to create another one, but I wanted a nice one. I wanted it to be pretty. I wanted it to be branded. And so Kai Jacobson has this friend, Jenny, who creates all these amazing products with her photography. And I asked her if she could custom make a bag for me. And so we worked on it and we came out with one, and it looks like this. And it says live younger, and that's one of her photos. And inside it is insulated. Can everyone see that? It's insulated. And so this bag is big enough to hold a lot of patches. So I'm going to show you my original bag. This is the one I've been carrying for years now. and it is insulated, and I'm going to talk about a few things I have in here. But then I thought to myself, okay, I'm tired of pulling out the sleeve and opening it up. And then one day I went, you know what? All I can do is cut off the top. So I cut off the top so I can grab right in there. So when I open up my bag, it's got a lot of patches in it. It's got a lot of sleeves. So all I have to do is keep them face out so I can see what they are, and I can pick what I want. So I've been on this journey of like, how do I keep them safe? Well, then the next phase goes, this bag is really wonderful for whole sleeves. And so it's a great thing to have. And it says live younger. Well, then I was talking to Dr. Tiana, and like Gregory said, never leave home without it. And she goes, I have my first aid kit with my patches with me at all times. Well, I wanted something smaller. And so one thing led to another. And we were in a gift shop one day, and I told Gregory I wanted this, this little credit card wallet. And he said, No, you don't. And I said, Yes, I do. He said, No, you don't. Well, here it is. It's
Guess
it,
who won?
it's a credit. It's a what's the word I want? Meow. Expandable. It's a credit card case, and I labeled each one of these sections for each patch. But you know what? There's air on the top there, so we have insulation there, but there wasn't any on the side. And so what I did was I took some foil bubble wrap and I put it in both sides so you can see that it's insulated on the side and on the top. And I like to get the kind that has a place for your business card right here, okay? So you can put your business card, and here is my first aid kit, and I have my little insulation. And a lot of times you get this when you buy things that are, cold or hot or whatever. Okay, so then the next phase was, and we get questions all the time from people. Can I go through security with my patches? Are they going to be okay? They're going to be just fine. Just fine. But you do want to have them protected if you're carrying them around. So many of us, once in a while, will be giving a patch away or sending patches in the mail. And so I'm going to share a little bit about what I do for giving patches away. And I learned this from Zena Locke because we were sending a lot of patches, and I'm not going to talk about why, but she introduced me to these little foil Ziploc bags that are great. And they open up and you can put patches inside and it reflects the infrared. So I went on to ChatGPT to find out if a Faraday bag protects infrared, and it doesn't. It protects EMFs and other frequencies, but aluminum and metal will protect the patches. So in my bag here, what I have inside is some of these. So if I'm giving a patch away, now I noticed I opened up my bag. I also have my AirTag in here because I always want to know where my patches are. And we can search where my patches are. So I do that. And then I think we were in Playa del Carmen with Pete and his team. And they found these really cute little things. And it's amazing. Look at how perfect it is for the patch. Amazing. Amazing. That's a fancy little thing. You can put your patches in a baggie. You can wrap it up with some bubble wrap and put some foil around it. You can do it. Some people use their little deltoids, what are they called? Those mints and those little canisters. But you want to give some space and you want to protect them. And so the last part is, okay, how do you mail patches? Well, notice that when LifeWave sends them, they come in bubble wrap. Isn't that interesting? So what I do if I'm mailing patches, I put them in a bubble wrap envelope. So I'll put the sleeves in the bubble wrap envelope, and then I'll put it in a priority package. And so then they're protected when they're being mailed also. So there we have it. Anyway, that is Robin's patch tips for the day. I hope that makes sense for everyone. And if you have questions, I'll look in the chat because it's one of those things that, there's all these, and we will get into inviting people, our practitioners and other people to do patch tips. And then Gregory's going to show pictures. And then finally, I talked to Jenny and she's willing to do another order of these. And you can buy them for $20. You buy them directly from her. She has to place a new order, so it would be 4 to 6 weeks from now. And they're $20 each. Five would be 100. Once you get to 10, they go down to $18, and 20 and more, it's down to $17. And there is a flat rate of shipping. She's in Hawaii, but you just go to her website and place your order on whatever you want. So there's a little sampling of what we've got here. And you want to scroll it down just a little bit so they can see the top one, honey? No, the other way. Yeah, or up. Yeah. Now, so you can see how the patches fit very nicely in the insulated bag. And last conference, it was our 20-year anniversary. So I wanted to do something a little special for David. So I made a custom one on 20th anniversary. And several people got those at corporate and a few other people. So there we have it. Anything else you want to share, honey?
No, I just think that was brilliant. So, never leave home without it and keep them protected. And whether you're buying a sandwich bag from Amazon or a branded bag from Jenny Thompson, and these, where do they get these credit card?
Oh, thank you. These are on Amazon for $9.99, and they're leather and they're zippered, or it's called a credit card case, a leather zippered credit card case is how
Mhm.
you would search for this. They come in all kinds of colors. The only color they had was brown. So I've ordered and gifted all kinds of colors to people, and I have a Louis the labeler, so I label them. It's kind of a little tedious job, but people really, really appreciate it, like Connie, because she never wanted to take the time to do it. So that is my 2 cents for the evening. And from here on, we'll talk about patching protocols and all kinds of things from a lot of our experts. But I wanted to start out with this. Okay? And I'll look through the chat, honey, and see if there's anything, and I'll let you continue on, okay?
Okay, great.
All right.
So, well, that's it for the blocking. I'm just seeing if there's anything here relevant to the discussion we just had. Do you want to look through it real quick?
I am.
Yeah, and I'll turn my camera on.
Now in
I
RIFD,
have a black one, Robin has a brown one, so we don't get them mixed up.
yes. And as far as an RIFD wallet, I would have to check on that. And I've been having fun using ChatGPT and Grok and asking all kinds of questions. So while we're doing this, if someone wants to ask AI, does
Yeah, I think
our
probably not, because they're set up to block, a whole different range of frequency in the, EMF range as opposed to heat, infrared range. So aluminum's a great reflector and dead airspace is a great insulator of infrared. So
great,
we
great.
did a little test out on our porch with the EMF or what do they call the sleeves you bought? And we put them on outside on the banister, on the drink rail. And the inside was just as hot as the outside in about 10 minutes. So it
So
didn't.
I don't believe in RIFD. They protect from other frequencies, not infrared. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's for
and
the
people are
advanced.
commenting
Yeah.
uh,
Go
that
ahead.
their orders don't come bubble wrapped. They just come. So
Yeah.
maybe we
So
should
the
have
the
an
company,
installation discussion with LifeWave.
I think we should. Well, some of mine come in bubble wrap.
Okay.
Yeah, not all of them, I guess. So it's an accordion credit card wallet. Yes, Linda, you got it. Thank you for the word that I couldn't find.
Okay.
Can we use the blocking sleeves for credit card holders? Can we use? I don't understand the question. Um, let's see. So it's an Altoids mint case. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So not all of them come bubble wrapped. And just so you know, the patches are, and someone did ask this, they're designed to last like 20, 24 hours. but realize that they're in transit and they get handled. And so, that's why we guarantee them for 12 hours, and that is rock solid. They should be just fine, and all is well. And can you
Okay.
scroll up to see her website? It's in the newsletter. The website's in the newsletter, and she was going to make a few changes today. So, Connie says she loves her little credit card case.
That's great.
Okay,
Okay.
well, this has been my journey, and so I thought, what a way to start off our patching segment than with this. Okay, onward, honey.
Okay. So you want to talk that we now have AI empowered order entry.
Yes. And so this is very exciting because, sometimes you're not at your computer, or some people don't even use computers, and you might have some elderly people that you have to do their orders for them. They can just call LifeWave on the phone, and then they ask, "What are you calling about?" And all you have to say is, I'd like to place an order. And then AI takes over and walks you through the process. So make sure you have your ID number ready and you know exactly what you want, and you can place your order on the phone through AI, and that'll save time from our customer service agents, and it'll save you time. And you can, in the middle of whatever, you can say, I'd like to get the current promotion of the performance bundle in SP6, and they'll take care of it for you. Okay.
That's awesome. I got to try that.
I know.
Yeah.
I did try, and I wanted to get whatever the right prompting was so I could share with everybody.
Nice. Very nice. Well, David's told us, they're going to empower, the corporate headquarters utilizing AI. So it's happening.
Yes.
So we're in the final week of, this final 2 weeks, I guess, actually, of this promotion for the PC. Sign up three or more and get a $50 bonus. So let the customers join.
All right. Keep
And
going.
we left this in there. This was from 2 weeks ago, but it was so great. If you didn't have a chance, we usually, when there's a LifeWave Connect, we'll publish it in the newsletter for a couple of weeks. And then you can find it in Live Younger Success in the What's New section. You can find it in Live Younger Facebook group and in the Live Younger YouTube. That's where they actually reside, is in the Live Younger YouTube. And we hot link them into these other various places. But if you haven't seen it, you want to jumpstart your summer and your patch protocol, David gives some really cool tips for getting the most out of the summer, jumpstarting your energy. So, certainly this is a keeper, and it's something you want to share with your
And
customers.
honey,
Sharing.
oh,
Most customers don't listen in on LifeWave Connect, and we've gotten pretty good at capturing it and making it available within 24 to 48 hours because the company's a little slower making it available because they have to go through all the hoops and ladders for compliance purposes. And we just capture the raw uh, recording, and that's available now. And that's something you could share with your customers. You could listen to it, get excited about it, and write a little email or text message with the link. And that's just a great way to be in contact with your customers and keep the flow and the energy and the enthusiasm going and growing.
okay. Let me make a quick comment based on the AI ordering, and thank you, Connie, for that. It's only for you to place your own orders. You
Yes.
cannot sign up a new person. If you're signing up a new person, calling customer service, they need to be on the line, and they need to sign and send back an agreement back to corporate. So it's only for your own orders. I just wanted to be clear, and thank you, Connie, for
Mm,
reminding me of that one.
great clarification. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next thing on the agenda here, Robin, you want to talk about the Super Saturday?
Super Saturday. Okay, we've been hearing a lot of talk about Comp Plan 2.0, the enhancements that are coming out this summer. And tomorrow, Gregory and I leave, and we'll be joining a bunch of SPDs in Utah with corporate staff. And they're going to be unveiling it to all of us. And then on June 7th, they're unveiling it to everybody. And they've invited directors and above to come in person for that day. but everyone will be my words tonight. Everyone's invited to watch it online. And so just save the date, and we're going to get more details very, very soon for everybody. Gregory and I will be there in person and look forward to seeing whoever else is there. I know Janet's coming. I think Connie's coming. It's always fun to be together. We love being together. We have such wonderful people in our community. So we're always we end up in great places doing great things together. So save the date.
Yep. And the next date to save, if you can get to Orlando in July with David Schmidt live at the mini boot camp hosted by Dr. Stacy. Again, Robin and I will be there. Connie and Barry will be there, and a lot of leaders will be there. And that's just a great opportunity. I don't believe that's going to be broadcast, but it might. It could happen.
It could happen.
It could happen. Okay, and that's pretty much the rest of it. I hope everyone's enjoying their personal Live Younger website. We're planning on doing some fine tuning to it. It's kind of constant, never ending improvement. So we're fine tuning some of the copy and content. And we're going to be adding on page 2 the option to sign up as a customer and have 3 pre-populated shopping carts available for your prospects to choose an X39, a performance pack, or X39 and Eon or some other modified package. But we'll have 3 choices. They're all going to be the same for everyone, but we're going to get consensus from the leaders on what those 3 packages should be, and that'll be probably available within the next 2-3 weeks. So we're targeting to have that available by June 7th. So that's
Have
our
your
target.
photo ready.
Yes.
When you go to Live Younger subscribe and have your photo ready and your username for your back office. I want to answer a few people in the chat have asked about where do I learn AI? Actually, I've just been being a happy clicker. And that's what I recommend for everyone. There's tons of courses out there that are very, very reasonable. They're like 20-day courses for people over 50, and learning about the prompts. I've attended a few of those, but I basically have been using ChatGPT and Grok, Grok, and sometimes I'll ask the same question on both to see what I get. Like over the weekend, I needed to get a notary, so I just wrote in, where do I get a mobile notary in Bozeman on the weekend? And sure enough, I got a whole list of names and numbers and got it done. So it's just, instead of Google or whatever search engine you like to use, just download ChatGPT as an app and download Grok, Grok, and there's many, many other ones. Those are just 2. Um, but have fun with it, and you can ask for images. I asked for an image of Be the Light, and I got this beautiful thing. I asked for an image of our company, Enlighten Networking, and I got a really cool logo. So just play with it, kind of like your back office. Be a happy clicker and see what happens. Yep. And any news on Cellulargize? Yes, June. Cellulargize in June. So they they didn't realize how great the demand would be. So that's coming soon, um, uh, and the water systems are on track for July. So that's coming. It's finally coming, you guys. It's finally coming. Okay. And David did say several years ago, become friends with AI. This was long before it was as popular as it is now. He goes, it's here to stay. And I really believe that the reason he's been able to get so many patents in the last few years is AI, because you get information almost instantly. And if you're doing research on something or writing a paper, I mean, just go have fun with it. Okay. Anything
Great.
else?
Okay, so let's move it along here.
Yes.
Share the Light conference. Yeah, I haven't gotten an update on tickets, but I know they are going to sell out, and I encourage everyone to at least grab one for you and one for a guest before they're gone. So it's a good time to get them.
The July event that Dr. Stacy is putting on and our international conference, they're both going to sell out. So this is really
Mhm.
important to think ahead.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a really good point. This Orlando event, is close to selling out. So, and that's, 2 months away.
And we'll be there too.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So, and Robin, your weekly reminder of annual renewal, and now we have some new reports that make it even easier.
Yes, yes, yes. So when you go under organization in the very last tab every week, I recommend you go there. If you have a really large organization like we do, what I did today, because it's a Monday, I went in there and I actually downloaded it to Excel spreadsheet. And then I could copy the emails in there and I could send a group email with the blind copy to people. And they also have phone numbers so you can call or text people. I recommend calling people if they're your personally enrolled, check in with them. They need to hear from you. It's really important for them to hear from you. And you can kind of say, are you, do you have a few minutes for me to give you some updates on what's going on with LifeWave? It's a really exciting time. Hold on one second. Okay, had to clear my throat. And as I've been calling people, I'm reactivating people that haven't purchased in a very long time. And, sharing the great news about, Sell Your Jives, the water technology, the documentary coming out this fall. These are exciting things. The documentary is going to give exposure to LifeWave. It might be on Amazon, it might Prime, it might be on Netflix. We don't know yet, but it's going to be all over, and literally millions of people will be exposed to LifeWave that never have before. So exciting times with our company, really exciting.
Okay, great. Okay, so the annual renewal report, did you want to say anything about that?
Yeah, well, I just talked about it.
Okay, good.
I
Then we'll wrap up by talking about this week. Tomorrow night, um, I'll let you know it's actually going to be a replay because me and Janet are both going to be with Robin at the SPD event in Deer Park up in the mountains of Utah together. So, but it's a great replay with me doing the front end and Janet and Dr. Shauna doing the back end, the interview. So that's and it's also available on 24/7 instant replay. So. So that's the power of the patch and the rest of the calls. We're getting more and more people on Thursday morning for our business training. And gosh, Connie, you're doing such a fabulous job, you and your team, with the Sunday night doc talk. And that's great for customers, great for guests, great for brand partners. So
It's an
any
original
final,
its original intention was to be a big three-way call. So this is where you want to bring your prospects. This is what it's for, to develop belief and credibility and get people educated. It's incredibly professional. That's the feedback I consistently get. And you get to be so inspired by hearing amazing stories. And Connie and her team do an incredible job. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
beautiful. So Robin, I think that kind of brings us to a wrap for tonight. Any
Yeah.
final comments you want to share before we bid everyone adieu?
I don't think, let's see, on Thursday, we'll find out what we're gonna do on Thursday.
Mhm,
We're gonna have to figure that out because we're gonna be busy, so we're gonna have one of our leaders do Thursday and we'll find out what that is.
mhm,
Thank you everyone for joining us. I hope you found this valuable. And next week we'll get into patching protocols, but I want to just start out with the basics. Okay.
mhm.
Thanks everyone.
Beautiful. Thanks, everyone.